Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How's it going? You look lovely today. So, I asked on my little social medias if you guys would be interested in a mini skin series discussing the skin types and what they are and what they look like and how to determine what yours is, basic general rules of thumb of care, yeah, all that good stuff. So we're gonna do it because you guys said yes and I was planning on doing it anyways. Before we get into the skin types and what they are, I have a little disclaimer. I am a licensed esthetician. However, I am not telling you what you have, what to put on your face, or what products to use, a regimen that you should use. That is all determined by you because you know your skin. If you need help, seek out an esthetician. They're a great guide to help you find your skin type if you really don't know what it is, and to help you find products that would work best for you, a regimen that you can have. Take everything I say in this video with a grain of salt. This is just general, basic textbook knowledge that I learned in school that I will share with you guys that might help you navigate your skin analysis thing a little bit better. Disclaimer number 2. Skin is a person to person and a day by day situation. Skin type is something that changes over time by a variety of internal and external factors, which is a whole nother video, but just keep that in mind that your skin now, today when you're watching this video, could be drastically different in even 3-4 months when the season changes. So keep that in your noggin when we're looking at these things. So let's do this. So first of all, skin type. How do you even determine that? What is it determined by? Skin type is, one, genetic. Your ethnicity also plays a factor in it, but skin type is determined by your oiliness and the sebaceous glands in your skin, particularly the T-zone, which if you don't know what your T-zone is, it's your forehead, your nose down here. Do you see the T that is forming on my face? So that is what skin type is determined by. How much oil your sebaceous glands in your face, particularly your T-zone, how much oil those glands are producing. There are 4/5 kind of. Got dry skin, oily skin, normal skin, and combination skin. Then there's also sensitive skin, which is technically a skin condition, not a skin type, but for reasons I will go into later, is often considered a skin type. So we're just gonna throw it in there today for funsies. All of these skin types do require proper cleansing, exfoliation, and hydration. Again, I do recommend that you find an esthetician, consult a professional with finding products and a regimen and what is appropriate for you and your skin type, because you can have multiple and everybody's different, so find what works for you. Oh, this lighting. Oh no, not the stripe. Okay, if I sit back, it's not so bad. Also, you can kind of see my cactus t-shirt. Matches my serape background. Moving on, let's start at the very beginning. We'll start with dry skin. What is dry skin on a scientific level? So what dry skin is a lack of oil on your skin face. What? Dry skin is when your sebaceous glands, the follicles, pores on your face do not produce enough oil. That's what dry skin is. I know that that sounds good because everyone's got this idea in their head that oily skin is bad, which it's not, but actually it's really kind of dangerous in a sense. What that means is that your skin has less protection from sun damage, environmental damage, so it does need a little extra care actually. Dry skin does tend to be a bit more sensitive as well because of the lack of lipids, oils, secretions on your face, so be gentle with her. What dry skin typically looks and feels like is like a slightly rough texture. The skin can feel very tight and taut. You can have flaky patches, typically more on the outsides of your face, kind of here, down on your chin, near your forehead and your hairline, although it can happen anywhere. That's what dry skin will typically look like. Excuse me, sir. Why is it that anytime I'm doing something productive is the time when everybody wants to text me, which is maybe like an hour out of the day? Nobody else ever texts me, ever. So the goal ultimately with dry skin is protection. So that is through hydration, moisturization, extra care, sunscreen, all that good stuff. We want to protect the dry skin that we have because it needs some help. It doesn't really have a whole lot of natural protection on its own. Now, I do want to differentiate between dry skin and dehydrated skin because there is a big difference. Dry skin is a skin type that is determined by your genetics and your skin has a lack of oil production. Dehydrated skin is because you're not drinking enough water and your skin doesn't have any H2O in it. There's a difference. Dehydrated skin, the lack of water because you're not drinking enough water, can happen to all skin types, not just dry skin. You can have extremely oily skin and your skin can still be very dehydrated, which just makes the whole process even more confusing. Dehydrated skin will look a little different than dry skin. Dehydrated skin tends to look kind of thin or crepey, flaky, paperish, kind of like, get out of here, I'm trying to film. Oh, cute. Dehydrated skin does also feel tight and dry, and it tends to absorb product really quickly when you put it on. It's gone like that. It just soaks up anything you put on it because it wants water. Dehydration, though, can be caused by a lot of stuff other than you just not drinking water, such as medications, coffee intake, sun exposure, alcohol consumption, overexfoliation, harsh products, not drinking enough water as we've established, how hot the water is when you wash your face, etc. A lot of things can dehydrate your skin, so just be gentle with it and take care of your body, please. Now here are some rules of thumb, not rule of thumbs. I mean multiple thumbs. Yeah, whatever. Rules of thumb to go by if you think that you may have dry skin. Drink your water. Drink a glass of water every time I say water in this video. Types of products to use though for this skin type are occlusive products or thicker products. These lay on top of the skin and nourish it, moisturize it, act as a layer of protection, and protect against what we call TOOL, transepidermal water loss. Use gentle products, hydrating products. When you're shopping for products, kind of go towards the labels that say lotion cleansers or cream cleansers. They tend to be oil-based, they're thicker. Your skin's going to soak that up, hold on to it for the day, and stay nice and nourished. Toners are typically pretty fine and gentle. However, if you do have really dry skin, I would recommend looking more towards something called a freshener rather than a toner. Fresheners are essentially just really, really gentle, mild toners that don't dry out your face as much because they don't have as high of an alcohol content. Cream masks, gel moisturizers are super, super good for dry skin. Your face is going to love it. Skin type number 2, oily skin, also known as lipidic skin with lipids. Oily skin is the exact opposite of dry skin. Your follicles, your pores, your sebaceous glands in your face produce an excess amount of oil. Because of this, the pores on your face may appear to look larger because they hold more oil, they hold more dead skin cells, pollutants, etc. So if you have larger pores, not just in your T-zone, but throughout your face, that can indicate that you have oily skin. Typically, oily skin is more prone to blemishes as well. What oily skin will typically look like, aside from larger pores and a sheen kind of across the face, the skin can look thicker and sallow, which that just means there's kind of like a yellowish tint to the skin. That's what oily skin is and looks like. Now let's talk about how to take care of oily skin properly, because by Jesus is there a lot of misinformation and misconception out there about how to properly take care of oily skin. Now, this may not come as a big surprise because I feel like this is kind of generally the thought around oily skin, but it does require more cleansing and exfoliation than other skin types do. However, over cleansing, over exfoliating, over stripping your oily skin will make matters worse, because the oil glands in your face are gonna get confused if you use so many harsh oil stripping products on it. Your face is going to go into protection mode because you've wiped it clean of all its natural sebum to protect it from the sun damage and environmental damage that happens on a daily basis, and it's going to start overproducing oil to overcompensate for what you've just taken away from it. It needs its oil. Your skin needs it, okay? When you use products that are designed to strip oil away from your skin, and that's all you use all the time, your skin's gonna become super irritated. And because it's so unbalanced now, it's going to kind of have a defense mechanism and push more oil out to try and re-protect itself. Remember, the goal of skincare, regardless of your skin type, but if you have oily skin, please remember that the goal is to balance out the oil to water ratio in your skin, not strip it completely of one thing or the other. Actually, a fun fact about oily skin is that it ages slower because you have all this extra protection on you from sun damage, environmental damage. It's super well protected, so you're going to actually age a lot slower. Isn't that cool? Now, oily skin, like I said before, is typically more prone to blemishes, breakouts, acne. So if that is something that you struggle with, I do highly recommend finding a esthetician to help guide you through the process of clearing that up with regular facials, exfoliation, proper products to use. They can kind of guide you through the sometimes exhausting and irritating trial and error process because there is so many products out there for oily skin. So consult your professional, but here are your rules of thumb for oily skincare. As always, drink water and eat healthy foods. If it came out of the ground, if it was alive at one point, if you live that non-vegan lifestyle or whatever, try to avoid as much junk food and processed food as you can with oily skin, because that also is just going to add to your body not feeling super great, and your skin's going to reflect that. Now, the types of product to use in general, again, consult your professional, but in general, these are the types of products that are designed for oily skin. When it comes to cleansers, you're probably going to lean more towards gel cleansers or cleansers that foam. These tend to be slightly more on the acidic side of the pH scale, and they are designed to strip your skin of excess oil. Those types of cleansers are gonna leave your skin feeling clean, but also tight and kind of dry. Do use caution with these cleansers. Do your research on the ingredients. Pay attention to how your skin looks and feels afterward, because remember, we don't want to strip it so much that it goes into defense mode. If you find that gel cleansers are maybe a little bit too harsh and strip your skin a little bit too much and you don't like that really dry, tight feeling, cleansing lotions are also a really good option. They're typically not designed to strip oil, but they will clean your face and maintain your pH balance. You're just gonna have to kind of play trial and error and find products that work for you. Toners are typically pretty general and safe. I would use caution though when it comes to something called an astringent. Astringents are marketed towards oily skin because they do have the highest alcohol content of the toner group, and they're designed to strip your skin of oil. So if you use one, be careful and maybe alternate between an astringent and a more gentle toner, using the stronger one maybe only once or twice a week if your skin is really excessively oily. Okay, with oily skin, exfoliation is your best friend, but it can also be your worst enemy. and your biggest nightmare. I am going to be making an exfoliation video going into the differences between chemical exfoliation and mechanical exfoliation and how it all works for skin. But for now, if you have oily skin, lean more towards chemical exfoliant products or enzyme peels, stuff of that nature, because mechanical exfoliation can really irritate your skin, especially if you have acne and blemishes that are red and irritated and painful. Rubbing it with a facial scrub or like a cloth can really irritate the skin and just it's not fun. The last rule of thumb for oily skin is to use a goddamn moisturizer. My camera stopped recording. I think I was talking about moisturizers. So let's start there again. Ooh. As I was saying, use a moisturizer. If you have oily skin, do not be afraid to use a goddamn moisturizer, please. Just finding a lightweight, water-based moisturizer that'll put some nourishment and protection back into your skin is what you want. Don't use anything thick and heavy because your skin already got your back on that, but you do want to help it out, especially after you just stripped the crap out of it with your cleanser and your toner and your mask and all that. Let's treat it a little bit. Also, finding serums or oils, specific treatment products to target your redness, inflammation, blemishes, whatever it is that's going on, can really help as well. And that is it for oily skin and dry skin. And it is also it for this part one of this video, because I just realized how long I've been talking about just these two skin types, and we've got 2, 3 more to go through. So that concludes part one, I guess, of this little mini skin series on skin types. If you guys liked it, you hear my dog scratching? If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you want to see more. I am going to be putting out a part 2 on the rest of the skin types eventually, whenever I get to posting it. Follow me on Instagram if you want to get more frequent updates of when I will be posting that video, as well as other videos as well. And yeah, thanks for hanging out today, guys, and I will see you in part 2, which if it's already out and up, I will link it up here for you. Enjoy. And yeah, with that, guys, I love you, stay cool, stay badass, and I will see you in part 2 or whatever other video of mine you decide to watch. Okay, bye.